Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Listen, want to pop up our video lesson here on CrowdStrike holding CRWD. We're looking at a 2-minute chart of this tech sector security. So listen, obviously you guys caught this. Hopefully you guys caught it yesterday on our watch list. This is obviously a day 2 continuation to the downside. So let's zoom out a little bit. Obviously you saw it's been selling off, gapped on obviously on Friday. And then it just closes low of the day. So it's just pretty much a setup layup for a continuation short. Technically, let's kind of zoom out to the 30 here. We were trading up here going into the close on Friday. So technically, you saw where the zone is. And, even deeper than that, it could sell up to the 94 level. The fact that it cracked through that 100, which is obviously pretty strong natural support level, is quite bearish. So is 97 going to be strong enough to hold? It's questionable. It reached both our targets, so we're going to kind of get into that shortly. But moving forward for today's session, which is Tuesday, we're going to keep it on watch. Whether we're going to get into it or not, we're going to see what kind of volume it is going to be printing when we get to the lows of the session. And see if we're going to flush that in 94. So might as well take as much as you can. Obviously extract as much as possible. That is our jobs as traders. So anyway, let's get back to the 2-minute chart here. So let's walk through the trade. So the lighter red trend line up here is pre-market high. Yesterday's pre-market highs. Lighter green was yesterday's pre-market lows. The yellow trend line was the low of Friday's session. This 97 was our overall price target. 98 was our initial, which we ended up booking like 50%, and then we took it all the way down to 97 with the remainder. But let's tell you why we got the 98. Hold on. So So you can see a little bit of a pullback right here. That's at 98.27. You always want to round a little bit. You could go to 98.50. We thought 98 because why we had 97 pulling it down, which is like a magnet. So first target was 98, second target 97. So we got into this thing. Obviously, it just blasted. It opened up, quote unquote, gapping up. Obviously, the whole market was pushing up in yesterday's pre-market session. So obviously, these guys went with it. At the bell, obviously, just cracked right through pre-market lows, which obviously put it on a straight watch and kind of confirmed what we were looking to do with our trade plan. When you saw a strong engulfing candle, it took out the lows pretty quickly in the session. Obviously, it took that wick and pierced it, bounced right back up. But when it pulled back and took that lows out, with volume, obviously, in a bit of an engulfing, you're looking at kind of like a 3-bar play, kind of a drop-based drop. So when it broke the previous session, Friday's session lows at 132, we put in our starter. We got a pullback to VWAP, which is obviously going to happen time and time again. Whenever you break through key levels, there's a high probability you're going to have that reversal to test those levels once again. Once it confirmed that it was holding, got stuffed out, got full size on the break lower of the pullback candle. We saw this strong drop in the with the engulfing, just taking all of the lows out of the previous 15 minutes of trading, because you always have that pause. Whenever you have a big drop, you're going to have a little bit of a pause, kind of a breather in the markets. Pretty much markets, deciding what we're going to do with it. Obviously, the fact that it's already trading below its key level, who's in control. So unless you have strong buyers bidding this thing up, there's just way too much supply. So supply took it out, took it straight down. Obviously, where did it come to? It bounced right at that 98. I'll call it 99. So it didn't reach our level yet, guys. So we have a level of interest for our scales in and out. 98 was our first, 97 was our second. So nothing's just going to fall straight off a cliff. You're going to have some pullbacks along the way, right? So you got to understand and expect that to happen. Remember, our entry was at the break. Our pullback full size was confirmed after it tested previous support, now resistance. So our average is fine. Our average is more than fine. So we have a pullback, got the pullback with these wicks. We didn't scale anything out. Remember, until a key level is broken, you have to expect this to happen. You're going to expect this is all the boys trying to orchestrate a little bit of emotions out of shaky traders. Let's just call them shaky hands, right? So we have this continuation pullback, breaking that low. We were already full size, so we're not adding into our position. Remember, our first target is 98, so our 50% book is at 98. When it breaks this low, there's a high probability, look at the volume stepping in, high probability it's going to flush to where? Our first level. Remember, 97 is the ultimate line in the sand. 98 is our first scale. It reached our 98 level. We booked 50% right at the gate. Right at the gate, when you start to see this consolidation, it's consolidating where? 97, 91, 97, 95, 90, pretty much 98. 98 was 50% scale for us. Now we're holding 50%, so we're paid ourselves. We're good. But what is our overall goal? You need to stick with your trade plan, because at the end of the day, when you make these plans ahead of the market, your mind's in a much clearer, relaxed state of mind. So moving forward, we have 50% on 98. We have a pullback just like we saw earlier in the session. But again, all that's designed to do is what? Shake out shaky traders. The fact that you're well below VWAP, which is a natural resistance level, well below previous session lows, which is now at a natural resistance level. There's no reason to book anything, guys. Right. This is why you want to pay yourself along the way, because just in case it does just have a strong buyer at this level, you don't want to erase all the gains, right? So you want to pay something. So when it reaches one of your targets, book some profits. So yeah, this is a pullback to VWAP, well below VWAP, printing a what? Lower low. You're still good to go. Breaks that low, flushes to 97, 97.31. You have that pivot. 97.31, 97 didn't get tapped. We had this reversal. Remember, tap 97. We did not hold through all this shit over here. Tap 97 at the close, but we were waiting for this 97 break. We had this strong break after the pullback, taking out the lows of the pullback, reached 97.31 and reversed on us. We were pissed because we were taking it down to 97. It is what it is. When it broke this previous support, which is now resistance, broke that and started trending higher, we ended up booking the other 50%. So we didn't end up taking it down to 97. We ended up taking it was like 97.69 or whatever was the actual close. So, you know, we gave back a little bit, maybe too much, but you know, it was more of a level that we were pretty much solidified as far as our target. And look what this son of a bitch did. It flushed to 97 at the close. So, but again, you're not going to hold through all this stuff here, right? So, you know, this is another one of those things, you know, you can obviously get right back in after sellers definitely confirm that they're in control. You have a little bit of this fake VWAP breakout to the upside. Clearly, there wasn't enough demand. Buyers could not prop it up. Flushed through below VWAP again, took out that wick, and just flushed to 97. So that was the ultimate level of interest. Clearly, that's where all the buyers were. Now, another question you have for yourself, what's it going to do today, right? Close to the low of the day, pre-market, everything's running crazy to the upside. These guys aren't doing shit. So wouldn't be too surprised these things flushed to 94. All right, so keep this on watch for today. You know, watch out for the fake breakdowns. Obviously, it broke the 97 into the close. So, is it possible that it's going to rip and maybe touch that maybe 96.50 and then reverse on you? It's very, very possible because the market is running. But that being said, it's showing a lot of weakness right now. So keep that in consideration. So moving forward, you know, if this then that, guys, you break in your key levels. Obviously, taking out pre-market lows, taking out previous session lows. You got to put it on your wrist. This is if this then that. These are your rule-based type setups that you need to take every single time. Mitigate your risk if things don't work out. But long-term game, these things always flush and prove what you practice for. All right, guys, this is another one of those if this then that. Solid day 2 continuation to the downside, possibly day 3. Look for another flush for today's session. But any questions, guys, reach out to us. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a good session. Later. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our trading videos.